A lesson in leadership. Today we break down the leadership of Don Vito Corleone, the main character in Part 1 of the Godfather trilogy. How he became so powerful, loved, feared, and respected, and how by his own inactions almost caused the family to crumble. Let's dive in history background. Vito Andolini was born in Corleone, Sicily. After his family was murdered by the local mafia boss, he fled to America as a child and took the name Vito Corleone. Rise to power. In New York, Vito built influence through loyalty, favors, and calculated use of violence. He became a respected figure by providing protection and opportunities to those neglected by official institutions. The Don. By the 1940s, Vito was head of the Corleone crime family, one of the most powerful mafia families in America. His rule was marked by a balance of diplomacy and fear, preferring negotiation and relationships over brute force. Legacy. His philosophy of power shaped the next generation, particularly his son Michael, though Michael's leadership became colder and more ruthless. Leadership style. Patriarchal paternal. Vito saw himself as a father figure, not just to his family but to his community. People came to him for justice and opportunities when institutions failed them. Diplomatic calculated. He believed in negotiation and mutual benefit. Violence was a last resort, not a first instinct. Loyalty. Reciprocity. His system of favors. Someday, and that day may never come, I will call upon you. Created a network of obligation and loyalty. Moral authority. While a criminal, he followed a personal code, avoiding drugs, unnecessary cruelty, and reckless violence. This gave him a sense of legitimacy compared to rivals. Strategic patience. Vito played the long game, waiting for the right opportunities instead of chasing every fight. His strengths, strategic intelligence. Vito always thought several moves ahead like a chess player. He weighed the long-term consequences of decisions instead of chasing short-term gains. Example, he avoided the narcotics trade not just because of morality, but because he foresaw the political backlash that would follow. Master of diplomacy. He preferred negotiation and persuasion over violence. He built alliances by creating win-win deals, which made people want to work with him. His calm, soft-spoken manner made him more influential than rivals who relied on threats. Network of loyalty, reciprocity. His system of favors created obligation and loyalty. People respected him because he helped them first, earning their undying allegiance. This made his influence extend far beyond his family, into politics, business, and community life. Patient self-control. Unlike Sonny, Vito didn't act out of anger or impulse. He believed in striking only when it was necessary, and only once he was certain of the outcome. His patience gave him an edge in negotiations and conflict. Respect moral authority. Vito built a reputation as a man of honor. He avoided needless cruelty and drew the line at certain trades like drugs. This moral stance, even within crime, gave him legitimacy that made others respect and fear him at the same time. Family-centered leadership. His devotion to his family motivated his empire. He instilled values of loyalty, unity, and tradition within his household and organization. This kept the Corleone family cohesive, even when rivals tried to divide them. Balancing fear and love. He lived by Machiavelli's principle, it's best to be both feared and loved. Vito was loved by those loyal to him, and feared by those who crossed him. This balance made his authority nearly unshakable during his prime. His weaknesses, family blind spots, his love for his children, especially his hot-headed son Sonny, made him vulnerable. Family loyalty sometimes clouded his judgment. Refusal to enter narcotics trade. While morally consistent, this decision limited the Corleone family's long-term financial and political power. Rivals who embraced drugs gained leverage. Reliance on old codes. Vito's traditional values didn't fully account for a changing world. As America modernized, the mafia shifted toward greed and ruthlessness that clashed with his approach. Overconfidence and respect. He underestimated how ambitious and disloyal others could be, believing his reputation alone would protect him. This nearly cost him his life during the assassination attempt, rules he broke. Law 15. Crush your enemy. Totally Vito allowed rivals, like the Tartaglias and Barzinis, to live and operate, preferring peace. This restraint eventually gave them the chance to plot against him. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. While Vito understood leverage, he occasionally underestimated his enemy's ambitions. For example, Sollozzo and Barzini. He didn't fully exploit their weaknesses before they struck. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Vito tried to avoid the drug trade completely, but this only made his family vulnerable. A more strategic approach might have been to control it indirectly. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In retirement, Vito tried to pull away, but his earlier decisions created instability that forced Michael into an even bloodier reign. He lost control of his original vision. Law 48. Assume formlessness. Vito's identity as a man of honor and family man gave him respect, but also rigidity. Enemies knew where he stood on issues like narcotics, which made him predictable. Don Vito Corleone was a diplomatic, paternal, and strategic leader who preferred respect and alliances to fear and domination. His greatest strengths were patience, loyalty, and moral authority. His weaknesses came from his traditionalism, his blind loyalty to family, and his reluctance to fully adapt to changing criminal landscapes. In terms of the 48 laws of power, he broke laws around crushing enemies, adaptability, and underestimating ambition, mistakes that ultimately set the stage for Michael's harsher reign. Sometimes the best ability is adaptability,